Hello, welcome to Stir Crazy with Elsa, a cooking show for shut-ins.
Like you.
I'm Elsa Touche, and this is my kitchen. I've been spending a lot of time in my kitchen this week, alone. I'm really starting to miss people, so I thought, why not have a virtual party inviting my friends and my fan, I know you're out there somewhere, darling, to come and enjoy a little snack with me. So, I don't know much about shooting a video at home, or about doing drag, or about entertaining, but I do know one little thing, and that's how to make homemade hummus. So when I decided to invite some people over, I thought I would make it worth their time and show them how to make homemade hummus. It's so easy, and it tastes so much better than what you buy at the store in those plastic tubs with all the preservatives, and it's so much less expensive. And I don't know about you, but I'm really starting to watch my pennies these days. Okay, so here's what you need to make hummus at home. You need a can of garbanzo beans or chickpeas. Same thing. I have this low sodium can, which you don't need low sodium unless you're watching your sodium intake. This was literally the last can of any kind of beans at my local supermarket. Crazy times, crazy times. This is like a 15.5-ounce can, which is about the size you want. You need a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. I recommend using a fresh lemon rather than the squeezy lemon thing. That fresh lemon taste just makes it taste so fresh and delicious. I love it. You need a 1/4 cup of tahini. You can find tahini pretty much at any grocery store these days. If not, go to a specialty Middle Eastern food store or, a fancy organic market. They'll have it. It's actually really easy to make your own tahini as well out of sesame seeds, but we don't have time to get into all that now. Get off my back. I'll show you how to make tahini another time. You need 2 tablespoons of any decent extra virgin olive oil. You need some salt to taste, and you need some paprika to sprinkle on at the end. This is my paprika I have here in a old pill bottle. Repurpose, reuse, recycle. I have a lot of these lying around and have to figure out what the hell to do with them. I'm sorry I'm not wearing gloves or rings. Number 1, I'm cooking. Number 2, I'm washing my hands a lot, just like I'm supposed to. Okay, please, bear with me. End times. Also, you need a food processor. A food processor helps, otherwise you're going to be mashing a lot by hand. Frankly, I do not have the upper body strength for that. Not at my age. Alright, so now I'm opening my can of garbanzo beans or chickpeas, whatever you want to call them. It's not my business. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. And then I'm going to rinse them, okay? I like to rinse them with hot water for a little bit to kind of make them a little bit soft. If you want to, if you really feel like being extra about it, you can take the garbanzo beans and remove their little shells, their little membrane like that if you want. I don't think it's necessary. It makes the resulting hummus a little bit smoother, but I don't mind a bit of chunk. Also, you could make your own garbanzo beans. You could prepare your own garbanzo beans instead of canned. Again, I don't think it matters. I learned this recipe, so a roommate of mine used to date this Israeli lesbian. This hummus passed her muster, so that's an expert if I ever heard of one. So I'm rinsing my garbanzo beans and getting them nice and warm. Some of the membranes will just fall off by themselves. Not a big deal. Warm makes it go a little bit smoother. Now I'm blending the tahini and the lemon juice. Just a bit. You might have to reach in and use a spatula to scrape some off the sides, but just get that lemon juice and tahini nice and mixed. Okay, now I've got my tahini and my lemon juice nice and blended and smooth. I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Use a decent olive oil, but I'm sure you would anyway. I don't have to tell you that. So I'm adding my olive oil. I'm adding a couple of cloves of garlic. You can add more or less if you're not a garlic person. Again, I don't judge. Isn't this garlic gorgeous? It comes from my dad's farm in Wisconsin. He grows garlic. Isn't that neat? I'll cut the garlic up a little bit so it processes better. Maybe put in a little bit of salt, as much salt as you need. Ooh, I left my cabinet open. That looks terrible. The salt was in there. So I'm gonna put in, like half a teaspoon of salt for your hummus. You can put in less, you can put in more. You can put in some cumin here. There's lots of good stuff you can put in hummus if you want. You could put in roasted red peppers, you could put in some jalapenos. You could spice it up, but let's get this basic recipe down before we go crazy. And if you're having a hard time finding tahini, you can go without. You can just use a little bit of extra olive oil at the end to give it some more smoothness. You can also substitute unsweetened peanut butter, like organic peanut butter. Gives it a little bit of that nutty taste. In case you're one of those people who either doesn't have tahini in the house or doesn't like that tahini tang, Tahini tang is a great drag name. You're welcome. Have it. Tahini Tang. Please welcome to the stage Tahini Tang for your nerves. All right. I blended my olive oil and my garlic and my salt in with the tahini lemon mixture. And now I'm going to add my garbanzo beans or chickpeas. Add them in batches and blend them as you go so it doesn't overload your food processor all at once, especially if you have a shitty little food processor like poor old Elsa here. So add your garbanzo beans and just blend. Usually takes a couple minutes of processing for it to come out smooth. If it feels a little chunky or thick, you can add a tablespoon of water or a tablespoon of oil at a time. Go slow though with either one because you don't want to end up with too watery or too oily. You want to get the right consistency. So be judicious as you go. Okay, I'm gonna blend. Voila! Hummus. So easy to make and so delicious. To serve it, you can maybe sprinkle just a little bit of olive oil on top, just a little bit, and then maybe add some of your medicine bottle paprika. If you don't have that, just regular paprika is fine. Just sprinkle some paprika on top. I just washed my hands. I really did just wash my hands. There's some paprika on there. Ooh, doesn't that look yummy? Homemade hummus. Your guests will be so impressed. The next time, that you can have guests, which hopefully will be soon. And you can just eat this with pita chips or crackers, whatever you have in your emergency pantry. I had some corn chips, so I'm gonna have some of this delicious hummus. So good. Ooh, this is garlicky. Those were big garlic cloves that I used. That's okay. I love garlic. No one's gonna be smelling my breath except the cat for a while, it seems. Thank you for stopping by and watching me make hummus. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and I'm truly grateful for the company. Hope you all are staying safe and doing well. Thanks especially to everyone who's out there working during this crisis, people working in food distribution, people working in healthcare. Thank you, our mail carriers. Thank you all so much for keeping us afloat while we shelter in place. I miss everyone, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye! Follow me on Instagram if you like. It's at Charles and Elsa. Charles and Elsa, all one word. My Venmo handle if you want to tip a bitch is the same. Charles and Elsa. Thank you so much.